Hello students, in the last video we have discussed about change of representation from one coordinate system to another coordinate system by using three vectors. For example, it may be v1, v2 and v3. Now we'll see what is nothing but homogeneous coordinates, where a point P can be represented in a column matrix as P equal to xyz, where xyz are nothing but the components of a basis vector. Here we are considering the basis vectors as v1, v2 and v3. So point can also be represented using these basis vectors as P equal to P naught plus x into v1 plus y into v2 plus z into v3. As you know, x, y, z are scalars. These are known as components of basis vectors, and v1, v2, v3 are nothing but the basis vectors where p naught is an origin. The combination of origin and the basis vector v1, v2 and v3 form a frame. So to define any point in a coordinate system, we need to take the reference of both an origin and the basis vectors along with the scalar values. So the combination of all this will give the representation of a point. Then in the same way, how can we represent a vector is, for example, the vector w can be represented as x v1 plus y v2 plus z v3. Again, x, y, z are scalars, v1, v2, v3 are basis vectors. Then here in the next representation of a point, instead of considering the scalar values as x, y, z, we are considering them as alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3, and the remaining representation of a point remains same, other than writing origin in the beginning, we have written at the end. Then if we define a multiplication of a point by a scalar values like 0 and 1, then the results will be 0 into p. That is, when you multiply a point with a scalar value 0, the result will be 0. When you multiply a point p with a scalar value 1, the result will be p itself. If we use this multiplication operation on a point by a scalar value, then we can represent the point P as P equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 into 1. These are nothing but the coefficient values of v1, v2, v3 and p naught in the previous equation, and then v1, v2, v3, p naught in a column vector. The four-dimensional row matrix, that is alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and 1, is nothing but the homogeneous coordinate representation of a point with the frame determined by v1, v2, v3 and p naught. As you know, frame is nothing but it is the combination of reference point and three vectors in a coordinate system. Then now what is nothing but homogeneous coordinate with respect to a point? It is nothing but the four-dimensional row matrix what we have written over here, that is alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and 1. Actually this four-dimensional row matrix is nothing but coefficients of v1, v2, v3 and p naught when we consider previous equation. Then by using the homogeneous coordinate representation, P can also be represented in a column matrix as P equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, 1 in a column matrix. In the same way, we can also represent vector by using homogeneous coordinate representation. That is, in the normal representation, we can write W as W equal to delta 1 V1 plus delta 2 V2 plus delta 3 V3, where delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 are scalar values, V1, V2, V3 are basis vectors. In the homogeneous representation, we can represent the same vector W as delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, 0. When you observe the representation of a vector, in the previous equation, we have only three components there. That is v1, v2 and v3, and we don't have a representation for a origin there. So because it is not there, we considered its coefficient as 0. So the four-dimensional row vector will become delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, 0 transpose, and the column matrix will become v1, v2, v3 followed by an origin p naught. Then by considering the homogeneous representation of a vector, we can represent vector in a column matrix as W equal to delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and 0. If you consider the first frame or the first coordinate system has v1, v2, v3 and p naught, and the second coordinate system or the frame has u1, u2, u3 and q naught, then we can express or represent one coordinate system in terms of another. Now we are going to represent second coordinate system in terms of first one. So we'll consider the first vector, that is u1. u1 can be represented in terms of first coordinate system as gamma 1 1 v1 plus gamma 1 2 v2 plus gamma 1 3 v3. In the same way, u2 can be represented as as gamma 21 V1 plus gamma 22 V2 plus gamma 23 V3. In the same way, U3 can be represented as gamma 31 V1 plus gamma 32 V2 plus gamma 33 V3. In the same way, the origin of second coordinate system Q0 can be represented as gamma 41 V1 plus gamma 42 V2 plus gamma 43 V3. Actually, it should be gamma 43 V3, but by mistake I have written as gamma 42 V3. You can make that change as gamma 43 V3 plus P0. This is the representation of second coordinate system in terms of first one. By looking at this representation, we can write a matrix where matrix is nothing but it is the combination of all scalar values. So m equal to gamma 11, gamma 12, gamma 13. In the representation of u1, u2 and u3, we don't have the component of a origin. So that means if that is not there, it indicates the coefficient of a origin representation will become 0. So we have written 0 in the fourth column. But when you observe the representation of a q0, here we have the representation of origin of the other coordinate system, that is P0, and the coefficient will be 1. So in the fourth row we have written 1 over there. Using this matrix, we can write the same equation as u1, u2, u3, q0 in a column matrix equal to m into v1, v2, v3, p0 in a column matrix. This equation represents m is a matrix representation which is used to change the representation from a coordinate system v1, v2, v3, p0 to a coordinate system with u1, u2, u3 and q0. If you take the inverse of m, then we can change the representation from u1, u2, u3, q0 to v1, v2, v3 and p0. Then the same representation what we have written before can also be represented like, suppose here we are considering a and b are the homogeneous coordinate representations, then we can write it as b power t, that is b transpose u1, u2, u3, q0 equal to b transpose m into v1, v2, v3, p0. That means to the previous representation we have multiplied b transpose to both the sides, then we are representing b transpose m as a transpose, so the right hand side will become a transpose into v1, v2, v3, p0 in a column matrix. So we can write the same expression as a equal to m transpose into b. Then m transpose can be written as, we already know m value, that is we have written over here, but here we are representing the same m transpose in terms of alpha value instead of gamma value. That is the only difference. So now we know what is m transpose. Then by using this m transpose, and if we take m transpose inverse, then we can change from the coordinate system with u1, u2, u3, q0 to a coordinate system with v1, v2, v3 and p0. This is nothing but homogeneous coordinate system, where in a homogeneous coordinate system every point and a vector can be represented as a 4-tuple matrix, that what we have represented over here. Then an example for change in a coordinate system using homogeneous coordinate system. To understand that, we will start with the basis vector v1, v2, and v3 and the other basis vectors as u1, u2 and u3. Now to change from one coordinate system to another coordinate system, we need to represent one coordinate system in terms of another. So we are representing u1 equal to v1, u2 equal to v1 plus v2, u3 equal to v1 plus v2 plus v3. Then in a coordinate system, along with the 3 vectors, we have fourth component also, that is nothing but a origin. So origin of second coordinate system, that is q0, need to be represented in terms of origin of first coordinate system. So q0 will be equal to p0. Then how to write m value, that is a matrix. M will be written as 1 0 0 0. This first row corresponds to first vector, that is u1. When we consider u1, in that representation we have only v1, so the coefficient of v1 will be 1. We don't have the component v2, v3 and p0, so the corresponding coefficient will become 0 0 0. Similarly, in the second row corresponds to u2. In u2 we have only the components v1 and v2 and its corresponding coefficients are 1. We don't have the component v3 and p0, so the corresponding coefficients are 0. In the same way, we have written for u3 also. Then the last row corresponds to q0, where in a q0 we don't have the components of v1, v2, v3, so the corresponding coefficients are 0, but we have a component p0 and its coefficient will be 1. Then suppose in addition to changing the basis vector or the coordinate system from one basis vector to another basis vector, if we also supposed to change the reference point or the origin from one position to another position, then here we are considering as an example the origin from the previous coordinate system need to be changed to a new point 1, 2, 3, 1. Then in such a case the displacement vector, that is nothing but the origin is moved from previous point to a new point. The coordinate system remains the same. That means the vectors remain the same, but the fourth component of a coordinate system is the origin. When we change the representation of one coordinate system to another coordinate system, we were changing only the vectors, but now we are changing the origin also. When we move the origin from one position to another position, then the displacement vector can be written as v equal to v1 plus 2 v2 plus 3 v3. The new position of an origin is 1, 2, 3, 1. Then it will move the origin from p0 to q0. p0 is nothing but the origin of old coordinate system or the first coordinate system. q0 is the origin of second coordinate system. So the origin of second coordinate system will be at 1, 2, 3, 1. Then similar to we have already written the change of coordinate system equation for the vectors, that is u1, u2, u3 in the previous slide. So u1 equal to v1, u2 equal to v1 plus v2, u3 equal to v1 plus v2 plus v3. And we have written the fourth equation as q0 equal to p0 because we have considered the same origin for both the coordinate systems. But now if we want to change the origin for two coordinate system, that means the origin in the two coordinate system, if they are different, then we need to write the equation for the origin also. Then q0 equal to p0 is nothing but the origin of first coordinate system. The displacement will be plus v1 plus 2 v2 plus 3 v3. So in the previous case what we have considered is we have two coordinate system. Vectors of first coordinate system is v1, v2, v3. Vectors of second coordinate system is u1, u2, u3. Origin of first coordinate system is p0. Origin of second coordinate system is q0. In both the coordinate system we have different vectors v1, v2, v3, u1, u2, u3. But the origin remains same, that is p0 and q0. So p0 will be equal to q0. But in the second case what we have considered, even we want to change the origin of both the coordinate system. So initially the origin will be p0 and initially p0 will be equal to q0. That means both the origins are same. Now we want to change the origin of second coordinate system from p0 to a new point. The new point is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 1. So the displacement vector will be written as, now the new q0 or the new origin for the second coordinate system will be equal to q0 equal to p0. That is starting from p0 we have moved 1, 2, 3 pixels ahead. So that can be written as p0 plus v1 plus 2 v2 plus 3 v3. Then m transpose we have already written what is nothing but a m value over here, but now by considering m transpose we can write the m transpose as 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 3 and 0, 0, 0, 1. Now we are considering the fourth equation coordinates as 1, 1, 1, 1 because previously when we calculate m value we were considering the fourth row as 0, 0, 0, 1, but now we are considering it as 1, 1, 1, 1 because we have written a new equation for q0. That is why the m value and m transpose is a little bit different. When we write m, we were considering the fourth row has 0, 0, 0, 1 by considering the equation q0 equal to p0, but now we have modified the fourth equation as q0 equal to p0 plus v1 plus 2 v2 plus 3 v3. By considering this equation we can write the fourth row in m as 1, 1, 1, 1. So when we write the transpose we'll get this particular matrix. Then when we take an inverse of m transpose, then we will get a matrix to change the coordinate system from the vectors or the frame u1, u2, u3, q0 to a coordinate system represented by v1, v2, v3 and p0.